Hey everybody, it's Stephan at Northern Inspections, and today we're in Ford City doing an ozone odor removal treatment. If you're not familiar with ozone, it's actually a pretty amazing technology where essentially we have machines called ozone generators that are going to create some additional negative ions, really by creating lightning in a box that are going to flow into the space, attach to the O2 where all the bad smells are, and create O3, which is ozone. Now, once all of these molecules bind together, it becomes a very unsafe environment for people or pets because we basically depleted the oxygen. We've turned all the oxygen into ozone. And essentially the oxygen doesn't like that. So it's going to take all the really terrible, gross, nasty things that's attached to it and give it to the third molecule until that becomes unstable, and then it breaks apart. So what's left in the air is just all these negative ions that are floating around with nowhere to go and nothing to bind to, and are full of odors and disease and whatever's in the air. This one today is for a really, really bad cigarette smell. So I'm gonna give you guys just a little tour. We're coming up to the end of the completion of this treatment. And of course, once the molecules have nowhere to go, they basically dissipate and take everything with them. So no smell, except for the smell of ozone, which is really kind of like a chlorine-y smell, but there's no chemicals. Everything is totally natural from these machines. So I'm gonna put on my mask because I don't wanna breathe this stuff in, and just kind of give you a quick little idea of how this process works. So as you can see here, we have to have our sign on, make sure nobody comes in. Here's one of our first machines. You can actually see the electricity inside, and that's creating these sort of corona lightning pulses with a little fan that pushes the ions into the air. You'll also notice that there's a lot of haze in the air, and that's all the gross, kind of nasty stuff that's being pulled out of the oxygen and into the ozone. So basically we've just got machines running throughout. There is a science to this. You can't just kind of haphazardly run these machines. If you don't find the sweet spot, if you do too little, basically it's not going to do anything. If you do too much, it's actually going to make the smell worse. It's going to create almost like the smell of burnt electrical. And that smell will take months to go away, and ozone treatment is not going to fix it. So if you don't do this right, it could be really bad, or essentially nothing can happen. So if you do want to have smelly odors removed from a rental property or an upcoming listing, this works on cigarette smell, marijuana, the smell of curry, food, grease, pets, mold and mildew. These machines work great, and there is a method to everything we do, and there is quite a bit of science behind it. So, and there's a lot of prep involved as well. We're actually borrowing the HVAC system in this one by pumping this machine directly into the cold air return and running the fan. So instead of paying thousands of dollars to scrub out and professionally clean and repaint to try to cover the smell and mask it, for a few $100s, you can get an ozone treatment instead. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, 519-990-7309, or to learn more about this process and the prices, just go to our website, northern inspections.ca.